the wolf died hard. Fireese felt it in the way the arrow struck, not the clean surrender of a clean kill, but a stubborn refusal that shuddered through the shaft and into her fingers. The beast collapsed in the snow-dusted ferns, breath steaming, yellow eyes burning with accusation until the last tremor left its ribs. "I'm sorry," she whispered, lowering the bow. She always said it, to the rabbits, to the deer, to the fox that once tried to bite her even while dying. The woods heard her apologies more often than her laughter. She knelt beside the wolf and pressed her palm to its flank, honoring the old habit her father taught her. Take, but never pretend you are not taking. The body was lean but strong. It would feed her mother and brothers for days if she stretched it with roots and broth. The wind shifted. The forest went quiet. Not the normal hush of winter branches. This was the kind that erased sound entirely, as if the world held its breath. Fireese looked up slowly. Across the clearing stood something that had not been there before. It was shaped like a wolf, but wrong in every way that mattered. Taller than a horse at the shoulder, its limbs were jointed too long. Its fur moved like drifting smoke instead of hair. Antlers of black glass grew from its skull, tangled with dead vines. Its eyes glowed with a deep red that did not reflect light. They generated it. The air around it rippled like heat over coals. Fireese rose, arrow already nocked. Her heart hammered, but her stance was steady. "I've taken what I need," she said. "I won't waste it." The creature's jaws opened, not downward but sideways, unfolding like petals of a nightmare. When it spoke, its voice came from everywhere at once. Need is not permission. The snow beneath her boots turned to black water. The dead wolf's body dissolved into drifting sparks. Fireese loosed the arrow. It froze mid-flight. The shaft hung in the air, trembling, then rotted to dust. She did not have time to reach for another. The creature stepped forward without moving. Distance folded, and suddenly it was there, towering over her. The smell of storm and iron filled her lungs. "Blood answered with blood," it said. "Come and learn the cost." It touched her forehead with one claw. The world split open. She landed on her back under a violet sky. Fireese gasped, sucking in air that tasted like mint and lightning. The ground beneath her was not soil but a woven mat of pale roots, pulsing faintly like veins. Above her, clouds drifted upside down, revealing stars beneath them instead of above. She rolled to her side and scrambled up, reaching for weapons. Her bow was gone. Her knife remained, though the blade now shimmered like liquid silver. Good enough. The forest around her was vast and wrong. Trees curved in spirals. Leaves were translucent and full of slow-moving light. Insects the size of her hand floated like lanterns between branches. "Where are you?" she shouted. The beast stood at the edge of a rise, silhouetted against the inverted sky. "You stand in Marrowwood," it said. "The hunting ground beneath the hunting ground." Fireese spat. "I don't care what you call it. Send me back. Not until the debt is weighed. I killed a wolf. You killed a child of my pack." She hesitated. It was alone. It was learning. Something tightened in her chest. Not guilt, but resistance to guilt. "It would have eaten my brothers if it could." "Then let us measure your worth against its loss." The beast lifted its head and howled. The sound did not travel. It arrived everywhere at once. The glowing insects fell from the air. The root ground convulsed. From between the spiraled trees came movement. Shapes detached from shadow. Antlered boars with ember tusks. Foxes made of broken mirror. Birds whose wings were stitched from leaves and bone. Their eyes all burned the same red as the beast's. Fireese set her stance. "So that's it," she said. "You want to hunt. I want truth." They charged. She ran first. No hunter survives long by fighting a stampede head-on. Fireese sprinted downslope, weaving between root ridges. The creatures followed, not fast, but relentless. They did not tire. They did not collide with obstacles. They flowed around them. Think. Terrain is weapon. Ahead, the land broke into a field of towering crystal growths, each humming with trapped wind. She veered toward them and drew her knife. As the first mirror fox leapt, she slashed a crystal column. It shattered with a thunderclap. The shockwave threw beasts aside like leaves. The sound staggered even her, but she stayed upright. Good, repeatable. She carved another, and another. The field became a storm of detonations. Light fractured, roots tore, creatures fell and rose and fell again, their bodies reforming from drifting smoke. Slowed, but not stopped. Not enough. She needed advantage, not delay. A shape burst from the chaos, a stag made of bark and stars. It cleared the crystals in one bound and landed in front of her, antlers lowering. Fireese dove beneath its neck and drove her knife upward. The blade pierced and drank. She felt it. The knife pulled something through her arm, a cold, rushing strength. The stag exploded into white sparks that flowed into the weapon, leaving nothing behind. The knife grew heavier, brighter. "Oh," she breathed, "you're special." "Everything here is," the beast's voice rolled distantly, "including consequences." The remaining creatures circled now, wary. Good, they could learn. So could she. Hours, or something like hours, passed in running battles. She learned Marrowwood quickly or died. Those were the only options. Water flowed uphill here. Fire burned cold unless fed with breath. Some creatures could be killed only in reflection, others only while unseen. Her knife drank their essence and changed, lengthening, curving, whispering faintly when danger neared. She set traps from singing vines. She rode a wind current across a canyon of floating stones. She hid inside the hollow ribcage of a colossal skeleton while a storm made of feathers tore the sky apart, and always the beast watched, not interfering, not helping, judging. At last she stood at the edge of a black lake smooth as glass. Her muscles trembled with exhaustion, but she was alive and alone. "Enough!" she shouted. "I've survived your game." The beast appeared across the lake without ripple or sound. Survival is not balance. Then what is? It stepped onto the lake's surface. The water did not break. Choice. The lake brightened, becoming a mirror. In it she saw her home, the sagging roof, the thin smoke from the chimney, her mother stirring an empty pot to quiet hungry children. Then the image shifted. The wolf she killed, smaller, younger, playing in snow beside two others. Her jaw tightened. "I know what I did." "Do you?" The mirror changed again. She saw a winter soon to come, harsher than any before. No game, frozen rivers, starvation, her family, gone by spring. Then another vision, Fireese in Marrowwood, blade of light in hand, hunting its creatures, becoming something fierce and legendary, feared even by the beast before her. "You're showing me lies." "I am showing you roads." "Why?" "Because you do not belong only to one world anymore." She laughed hoarsely. "I never asked to belong to this one." The arrow asked. Silence stretched. "What do you want from me?" she said at last. The beast lowered its massive head. "Replace what you took," she frowned. "You want me to raise a wolf. I want you to become one." The word hung between them like frost. "No." "Then your line ends this winter." She searched its burning gaze and found no bluff there, no cruelty either, only law, hunter's law, take, replace, balance. Fireese looked at the mirror lake again, at her family, at the empty pot. Her fingers tightened around the transformed knife. Power hummed through it now, wild, deep, alive. "If I agree," she said slowly, "I choose how." The beast waited. "I hunt for you," she said. "I keep the borders between this world and mine. Nothing crosses without cost. Nothing starves without a fight." The red eyes narrowed, considering. "You would be Fang and Flame." "Fireese," she corrected. "My name is Fireese." A long pause. Then the beast bowed. The lake shattered into rising light. "Then rise, Fireese Fangbearer." Power struck like lightning. Spring came early that year. Game returned to the valley in strange abundance, strong, healthy, never too many, never too few. Predators kept their distance from the village borders. Hunters sometimes glimpsed a young woman walking the tree line at dusk, cloak made of shifting leaves, blade glowing faintly at her side. Wolves followed her without fear. And deep in the woods, when something unnatural tried to cross into mortal lands, it found her waiting. Eyes bright as banked coals, stance steady, apology ready on her lips before the strike. "I'm sorry," Fireese would whisper. And the balance held.